Hey, 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 it's Friday night, and you know what that is, don't you, everybody? It's on the slab and it's movie night. We're back here again.
Damn right.
Absolutely. How are you keeping, everybody? It is, of course, the month of the slab. It's Halloween month, and we're loving it so far. Greg, G-Man, how's things, brother?
Not too bad, mate. And you?
Yeah, okay. I love your t-shirt, man. It's very Scooby. It is Scooby-Doo.
It is.
I
Yeah,
love it. That's
yeah.
fucking cool.
All the
Uh,
all the way from Fright Rags.
Oh yeah, they've some good stuff actually, don't they?
Yeah, Fright Rags quality.
Mm. I'm dying for me. The Halloween T-shirt I bought.
Oh, it looks class.
Yeah, it'll be premiered on a future episode, of course.
In about 6 weeks' time.
Yeah, not my luck.
Yeah.
So tonight, like that again, we love our lists on the slab, and as you, well, of course, there's no harm in doing a little list here and there,
This one,
and
this one be a little bit different though.
yeah, because people will assume that we will talk about our favorite films in this particular episode. But what we're going to do is everybody has, well, most people either have Netflix or Amazon Prime or both sometimes.
Or even Disney have a couple of crackers now as well.
Yeah, yeah. So all those streaming services have a decent supply of horrors. So we're going to just pick five each five from Netflix, five from Amazon Prime, and we're gonna go from there. Just you may or may not have seen them, you may have, but this is just
It's a recommendation list.
yeah, rather than a favorite list, because when we actually sit down and do our favorite lists, they're gonna be epic, and they're gonna have the three of us will have to be in the house,
Oh, stop! That doesn't happen without the tree.
No,
Hence why it hasn't happened yet.
exactly. So we'll start off then. Let me get my little list up because I should have prepared, but I did prepare. So you're going to take the Netflix films, and I'm going to take the Prime.
You'd probably watch a bit more Prime than I would.
Well, you know what? Yeah, there's a lot more older films on it.
I do have Prime. Like I just never tend to go to it. I usually flick through or find something.
Yeah.
On the way.
It's so handy for me on my remote control. There's a button for Netflix and there's a button for Amazon Prime.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's grand, like
happy days.
Yeah,
I'll give you a funny one. My missus has had Amazon Prime for deliveries for over a year and didn't realize we had Prime TV. It wasn't until September or something that she was like,
"Oh Jesus!"
Someone told me that I have Prime TV. I was like, after all this, the stuff that I wanted to watch.
But you know what I like about Prime is that they rarely get rid of it. That's what I like.
Well, the database is just building and building, isn't it?
Yeah.
They buy the license more so than rent it, like Netflix and all do.
So, like, if you ever look at the list of horrors on it, it's just ridiculously long. Now, there's an awful lot of shite on it. There is
all the sci-fi stuff and things.
Yeah, like shots of the sand shark, all this kind of stuff.
The sand shark, snow shark, space shark.
Yeah. Oh god, we will have to do a list of worst titles or something, man.
Anything you can see that you can put sharks into.
Ketchup shark.
Opening a bottle of ketchup, yeah.
Oh Jesus. Right, well it's okay, Louis. We'll do one each at a time, like the way we normally do it.
Yeah.
So, and of course, these are films that we've seen and that we highly enjoyed, and we recommend them.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So kick us off there.
The latest one I watched as I'm doing the 31 days of horror, 31 days of October horror films. I went to an old favorite of mine. I went to The Descent.
Great film.
Yeah. Obviously, Neil Marshall is an absolute genius. And like obviously done Dog Soldiers, which is well revered. But this one was completely different. This was well out of left wing, and like it's about 6 girls that go into a cave, and for all intents and purposes, it's one of them movies that you don't know what's happening really till it's kind of has a From Dusk Till Dawn feel.
Yeah,
because nothing's really happening bar getting stuck in a cave for 40-50 minutes and then the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
But this is as claustrophobic a movie as you'll ever see.
I think probably the only one worse than that for claustrophobia is the Ryan Reynolds one. You know, when he's in the coffin,
Buried.
buried. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, not saying if the film is good or not, but just like
Yeah.
it's as claustrophobic as that. But yeah, Jesus, I mean, it's quite hard at hitting at times, that film.
It's grisly, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very good. But that's what we want in our horror movies, you know. It's not like we want fucking holding hands and la 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 la.
Sometimes it's grand when you have just a slasher coming and it's not that bad. You see someone getting things. But when you're watching a movie like this, these are just primal rage.
Yeah.
In it. Like, they don't care. They'll rip your neck out, they'll rip your arm off, they don't care.
Yeah. And let's be honest, there's not a happy ending in that film.
No.
I love it.
No. The twist is unbelievable.
Brilliant. That's a great film. It's a great one to kick off with.
I tell you what, the start of that film, I completely forgot about it. I hadn't seen it in a while. I literally completely forgot how that movie started. Jesus Christ. That opening scene, and you're like, fuck.
And if that is not a reason enough to check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, on the G-Man's recommendation right there.
It's on Netflix. Can't go wrong. All my 5 are on Netflix, so.
Yeah, and all mine will be on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So that's a good one to start off with. I'm going to go now to the Amazon Prime side of things. Excuse me. And I'm going to go with a film called Clown.
Great movie. Eli Roth.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I remember this coming out. I actually thought this was around the time all them clowns kind of popped up. This and it came out around the same time, and all them clown videos were popping up. I thought it was like a cheap publicity stunt at the start to promote these kind of movies. No, I don't think it was. I think it was just people being arseholes now. But at the start,
it was good publicity for them. It was good publicity for them. But like I think I said in an older video, around that time with all those kind of things, real clowns were getting no work at all. You know, it really could have been catastrophic for clowns.
Oh yeah, so that was it. Like it was just ridiculous. Like people were losing business. Circuses weren't bringing them in or anything. But
what I love about this one is it's like, again, it's just a quick little description. It's this man is looking for the clown for his son's birthday party is after cancelling, and the mother rings him and tells him. So he goes looking for a clown costume, would say, or he finds this clown costume in a house that he thinks he's a real estate agent.
Yeah, he's a realtor, yeah.
Yeah, and he sees this old clown outfit. So he says, I'll be the clown, and goes home and does it. Anyway, long story short, the clown outfit basically becomes his skin. And I won't say any more from there, but it's pretty, I think it's a great take on a clown.
It's kind of a descent into madness as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I very much enjoyed that now. I did want to go and see it in the cinema, but I never quite made it there.
Yeah.
But it was one that I wanted to go and see, and then when it came out, I seen it, and I was like, this will do nicely.
It's actually not. It's not too corny. There's enough of everything, I think, in it.
Yeah, no, it's not quite Terrifier. It's not quite. It's somewhere. It's like a happy medium in between them, really, and then in between like Terrifier 8 and Stitches. There's a little bits of humor into it, and then it's normal Eli Roth gore and.
I like the premise of the way it happens, you know. And like I said, I don't want to give away too much, but that would be my first one on Amazon Prime, Clown.
That's a shout.
Right, back to you, buddy. What you got?
Right, we're gonna go a little bit back to about, I think it's 2005.
Okay.
When Sam Raimi dabbled back into horror. And he brought out what was an absolute banger. And Drag Me to Hell.
I love that film. Man,
what a movie this was. This shocked people and everything.
Yeah.
People didn't finish this in the cinema or anything. Like I remember the boxes horror being like dragged by like demons or whatever, and it's like the scariest movie you'll see this year.
Yeah.
Man, it was a lot more than just the scariest movie you'll see that year. It's probably one of the best horrors of 2000s. Maybe even probably well up there in a list of
it would be
best horrors ever. Yeah,
I mean, it was fresh.
Yeah, it was a different take on things.
Yeah, I like it. And I'm not. Do you know what I'm not a big fan really of Sam Raimi. I like Evil Dead, blah blah blah.
You
But
have to like Evil Dead, though.
yeah, but he really kind of pissed me off with his mistreatment of Venom in Spider-Man 3. You know?
Yeah, that was poor. He's done a couple of good movies. He's done a couple of stinkers as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Now,
like,
was he involved in the remake of Evil Dead?
he was. I think he was a producer.
Right. Okay. Right.
The remake was brilliant, though. I really enjoyed the remake.
Haven't seen it. There's that dirty.
It's on
word,
Prime.
I know it is. That's
Yeah.
why I didn't put it down because I haven't seen it. It's
Told
a
you.
remake.
Check it out. Some remakes are good, Cam. Some remakes are good.
Whatever.
You know, Texas Chainsaw remake is better than the original. Just saying.
Don't you start now.
I'm only earning those lives back. All those 100 coins I've been collecting.
I know. Well, you've been doing good on the show, so I'll let you away with it. So yeah,
great movie. This is basically a lady who works in the bank approving loans and mortgages, won't approve was it Roman gypsy?
I think she was, yeah.
I think that's what they call her in the movie, or she's some kind of like witch lady who puts a curse on her. Her teeth fall into her mouth and everything. It's rotten. And she's been sort of what's the right word? She's been haunted by a demon.
Tormented, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a goat. Well, it's not a goat, but it is a goat.
It is and it isn't.
Just check it out. Some of the work in this was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Very cool.
This was Sam Raimi back to his Evil Dead best.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Justin Long's in it as well.
Mm.
He's normally very good. He came off the back of Dill and Jeepers Creepers to get to this one.
Oh yeah.
He done his dabble in horror to get here.
Fair play to him. Yeah, no, good shout. That's a film that we can all say is one of the more modern greats.
That's actually my list for tomorrow night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my movie for tomorrow night.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I might watch it as well.
You stick to your Prime. I don't know if it's on that.
Yeah, okay.
It's too rich for my blood.
Oh no, I use Alien Sister.
Oh,
it's great.
Kind of like Netflix. Someone has a password and you just go with that.
Yeah. Right. So back to me. I went with a film that was. You're gonna laugh at this. It's kind of classed as a remake, but I would say it's more a reimagining. Ooh. And it's The Wolfman with
Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, I like that film.
This movie gets a lot of hate.
I know.
A lot of hate. I really enjoyed this. I went to see this in the cinema twice.
Yeah, I'd well believe it.
Anthony Hopkins as well is brilliant in this.
It's a great cast.
Yeah.
Hugo Weaving is in it as well. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was a great retake on Wolf, obviously by Jack, or with Jack, and probably every other Wolfman that was ever made.
I mean, it was what I liked about it was, normally, like, as everyone knows my favorite American Werewolf in London, like that werewolf on 4 legs. Yeah. I'm not normally a huge fan of werewolves on 2 legs, but most of them are on 2 legs.
Yeah, but
I like the look of this werewolf or wolfman's whatever.
This is kind of like a bear wolf.
Yeah, he's huge. He's huge.
This is a American Werewolf crossed with dog soldiers with a bit of muscle on it.
Pretty much, yeah.
This thing is a machine. Like the scene when you see them when they're in the travelers camp.
Oh yeah.
Jesus, he's flying around.
I love the scene in the hospital. Where they have him tied up and he changes.
Yeah, it's quality. Even the transformations in this brilliant.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind. This wasn't this Rick Baker as well? I believe it was. He had something to do with it, but
well, that man can touch anything and turn it to gold.
Yeah, he is a legend.
He's the same like the likes of Tom Savini. Once you have a certain name in the game,
yeah,
you're just revered as arguably one of the greatest to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. But who better? Yeah, who better to get a werewolf change or whatever? Like even if he was just a consultant or whatever, but who better?
Yeah, well, I suppose you pick the goat to do it, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But that's what I liked about the likes of Dog Soldiers. You don't see the transformation because if you get it wrong,
Mm.
the movie's fucked.
I presume you've seen The Howling, yeah?
Yeah.
Like people always say that, like that they think that that's the best
No.
transformation. Like the whole thing where it takes them like 10 minutes. Well, it feels like 10 minutes to fucking change.
Yeah.
And then you see the hand like this, but the fingers are real spread out. It looks like a starfish rather than a hand.
The best transformation to see is Michael Jackson's one in Thriller.
Yeah, well, it's second, okay. Stop trying to wind me up all the time, you freak.
Well, that's what I'm supposed to do on a Friday night. Now, American Werewolf has the best transformation scene. But I'll tell you what, though, for a music video, Michael Jackson one is very spot on.
Oh, it's amazing. Of course, Landis did that one as well. So
yeah, The Howling has a very good one. I don't know. I still think it's very hard to beat American Werewolf's transformation.
yeah.
And any of the kind of shows that you'd watch or listen to, that's always up there. It's either one or two.
Yeah.
Like as I says, Dog Soldier is my favorite werewolf movie, but I'm glad they didn't put a transformation scene in it.
Yeah.
Because if they got it wrong, it's gone. Like,
well, as well as that, Greg, it was a nice take on the werewolf thing where you don't actually see a backstory about these things, really.
Which Dog Soldiers?
Yeah.
Oh, it's quality.
Yeah,
but that came out of left field. That nobody knew much about that. But like, yeah, I know we're talking about the Wolfman. We're segueing off a little bit. But I thoroughly enjoyed the Wolfman. And like I do like Benicio del Toro and a lot of stuff.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good. Like he's great in Snatch and things like that.
I just don't understand. Like, I mean, what was it too? I wonder, was it too fast paced for people?
Because I'd say it was too gory.
Maybe, yeah.
Like I know, yeah, you're talking about because it wasn't billed really as a horror when it came out. Obviously, it's a werewolf movie, but I think it wasn't really. It was based on a billed sci-fi, which is a load of bollocks.
Yeah, and here wasn't that made under Universal?
Ooh.
So I think it was a part of the newer Universal with the monsters they were trying
Monster
to
Men, yeah. They're after bringing out obviously Tom Cruise's Mummy as well, which was shy.
Haven't seen it, thankfully.
Don't. They're getting into it. I think they brought out that new Invisible Man, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
Which was also terrible.
Yeah.
Although I did like the concept of this new Invisible Man, but I like the universe are trying to reinvent the basically the Mount Rushmore they have.
Yeah.
Which is kind of needed. Like the movies haven't been touched really, or haven't been good since the 60s and 70s, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Jesus, did you like that Frankenstein with Robert De Niro in it?
No.
I wasn't a fan.
No. And that's probably one of the only Robert De Niro movies I don't like.
Same.
Even those stupid ones he done with like Al Pacino and all, like 88 Minutes and things. Even they were okay. Dude, that Frankenstein one was awful. Yeah.
Right, back to you.
Right. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go for another kind of modern one. And I'll go for Cabin in the Woods.
A favorite on the show.
Yeah, Joss Whedon, brilliant. Like again, this is another one of those movies that came out that got a lot of hate very quickly because a lot of people thought it was a straight up horror movie and not. So it's kind of a take from Scream, the way Scream done it with all the horror tropes and made it in your face. And then they went and took it to a new level. But they made, like, Scream made it work. Scream was brilliant. But these made it work to an end where they brought basically like knockoff characters. If you ordered all the favorite horror characters off Wish, that's what you get when you get Cabin in the Woods. Like there's obviously Pinhead is there, but he's got blades rather than pins. Like you've got snakes, spiders, Merman.
Merman is class looking.
Yeah. Hillbilly zombie family. I mean, it's got crosses from everything. And it was great to see everything there.
Yeah.
And the story was good too.
The story was very good when you
Yeah.
think about why they're doing all this.
For a bit. Well, yeah, we're not gonna give the ending away, but
No, but it's very good. I have
Yeah.
to say, but like that, like you were saying, the way it got a lot of hate at the start. I held my hand up and I was, oh no, I turned that off when I first watched it. I was like, this is shy. And then I heard so much about it, and I was like, it's meant to be. It's like, so I watched it then again.
yeah,
Actually, not too long ago, about 6 months, 7 months ago,
yeah.
and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Like, I was working in X-Division when that came out, and like we got an awful lot of stick over it. I was like, people were like, I'd seen it because I got it when it came out to watch it.
Mm.
And I was telling people, they're like, "Oh, I need a good scary movie." I was like, it's not an overly scary movie, but Cabin in the Woods, come back, that was shy. Well, fuck you then.
You don't want my opinion?
Don't ask my opinion, get the movie, and then come back and tell me it was shy. Now, if it was a shy movie, I tell you it was shy, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Cabin in the Woods was brilliant. I was like if you're like my missus, before we weren't long together when that came out, and she came in with her friends to rent it out, and she texted me after and was like, "That was terrible." And I was like, "Yeah, we're not together anymore."
Yeah,
and I was like, it shows that if you're an actual horror fan, you'll get what they're going for.
Yeah.
If not, it's just an enjoyable movie.
I thought it was great.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's not too scary. It's a bit of laugh, bit of humor. Obviously it has that little bit of sex appeal, and it's kind of basically Evil Dead crossed with everything else,
which is a pretty good cross way to do.
Yeah,
when you think about it.
Well, again, if you have a Cabin in the Woods, the first movie you think of is Evil Dead.
Yeah, but like you say, all the tropes you can get them there. There should be a drinking game when you're watching that.
But there is a drinking game. You can look if you look it up. There's a drinking game for it.
I fucking knew it.
Anytime you see a horror character, you drink your beer and things like that. And anytime they break a trope, or I was like, yeah. I tell you what, if you tried it with a crate, you'd be knackered by the end of it.
We should try and do that sometime, man. That'd be great.
What happened? 4 dead.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Right, very good film. So back to me. I just keep looking at my list because I had earlier on mixed up, as you know, Netflix and Prime.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to look at, what I have. So
well, if you have one, I have one for Prime. If you want to throw a Netflix one in,
well, we'll do one at the end. At the end because I stayed away from all of yours.
Yeah.
So Dawn of the Dead, a remake. No, it's not. It's the original.
Oh, the original's on Prime, is it?
It sure is.
Because I have on my list, I have the 2004 one because that's on Netflix. It's had to come on Netflix.
I know you. I knew you'd put that on. So
I didn't realize the other one was on Prime. Actually, I'm gonna go and watch that now. That'll be one of my movies.
It will be. It's one of my. It's my. Well, that and Shaun of the Dead are my favorite zombie films.
So. Yeah. Well, like the original one's quality.
I love it.
Like the change, the reinvent that they did for the reboot was very good. And it's one of the better reboots that they've done.
In fairness, yeah, you're right.
But yeah, the original is absolutely immense.
Yeah, and it's like I love I love slow moving zombies. I just think that's more interesting. Believe it or not,
that's more zombie than what we get in
infected. Yeah, it's like what they call it's infected, isn't it? More so.
Yeah. Well, like I only watched 28 Days Later just there before we came on.
Great film.
Yeah, and that's infecting it. That's pure raw aggression, and that's more what you got in the 2004 one.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That 2004 one to me makes it more modern jump scare because a movie like the old one won't hold new fans for as long.
No, unless they are actually horror hounds.
Like my missus now, she'll watch some horrors, but if I put that on, she'll sit there and be like,
yeah.
Where I'll sit there and I'll watch it.
Yeah.
There's certain movies, like I'm a cunt for being on my phone if I've seen the movie, but there's certain movies that will hold thing, and I'll usually put my phone down and I'll be like,
Predator is one for me.
Yeah. Oh, Jaws is another one.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So there you go. That's my one there.
That's
Back
it. That's quality, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Where are we gonna go? We will go. a little bit back, and I'll go to, I think it was Blumhouse's second movie. Might have been their third movie, actually, in 13 Ghosts.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
Dude, the cult following this movie
Yeah.
has is fucking immense. Like, there's people calling on Amazon to make a TV show about the backstories of all the ghosts.
I saw a video on the backstories of all the ghosts. Actually.
Yeah, but they're trying to make an actual 13-part series, which would be great to see.
If they did it right, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well they'd have to. Well, Amazon don't really tend to make bad things either.
That's true. That's true.
But look, 13 Ghosts was amazing. I seen it the first time when I was about 14. I went down to Arklow. Actually, ironically, I went down to Arklow with one of the lads who was in school with me. We had a sleepover in his dad's house. And I think we had a couple of beers, 14, sitting in, watching it. Watch that. That was fucking quality.
Deadly.
Quality.
It's yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah, I know it has a cult following, but it's not overly huge. Sure, it's not.
No. Like, a lot of people wouldn't have heard of it. If you're not a horror fan, you probably haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
You might have seen. I'd say you'd seen the box and not known what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the box is the 13 Ghosts making up Matthew Lillard's face screaming.
Yeah.
Which is great artwork as well.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
But yeah, like the dynamic of all the ghosts in this movie and how they present it was just phenomenal.
It's a good film.
I think it's Shannon Elizabeth and the monk is in it as well.
Oh, Shannon Elizabeth.
Yeah, I think it's her.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and the monk, yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard as well, obviously went on to do Scooby-Doo and Scream and
Scream, yeah. Now, did he do Scream before this?
Yeah, yeah. Scream was 96. This was 2004 or 2003, something like that.
I was associating with Scream now, you know.
Yeah, it's funny though when you mention Matthew Lillard to anybody now, and it's like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Fuck off with your Scooby-Doo, will you?
That's fucking Scream, lads.
Yeah. He was Stu.
Yeah, there's another film we could do a whole episode on the Scream.
Yeah, well, I think we'll be needing to do that now. That's I think we might even try and get an on the slab day out to watch the new one when it comes out in January.
I think we'll do that actually.
Yeah,
we should have done that. We should have done that for Halloween Kills.
Good luck. This one was so. I still don't expect it to come out on Friday, to be honest.
Oh no.
But I feel it. I just think something's gonna happen now when you have all those new. Oh, cancel the movie because of the scene with the firefighters. No, will you ever fuck off?
Yeah, it's a horror movie, for fuck's sake.
Do you know what I mean? What do you want them to do? Hold on, he can't go and kill teachers. They'll get offended. Can't kill cops because they'll get a fuck off.
Yeah. Right. And yes, on the slab, totally endorses what G-Man says. Absolutely.
If you don't like it, fuck off to Cork.
I'm the complaints department. Come to me.
Email it to Carl. It prints out. Goes straight in the bin.
Yeah. Right. Good shout. Man, this is a good list we're getting together for people. It really is. So on the back to Prime, which is the recommendation you gave me last week.
Oh, then I don't need to change it.
No. Backcountry. And I really enjoyed this film.
How fucking grisly is this movie? No pun intended.
I know it's. I mean, what I love, and again, what I love about it is you don't see an awful lot of the offending animal.
Yeah, and they use the real one too.
Yeah. But the attack scene and they're like, because let's be honest, it's very 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 reminiscent of the attack scene in American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, it's grisly. It's thing. There's no real goodness in it. No, the way normally sometimes you'll see. Oh, they might get free.
No. But that's what would happen though. In fairness, if a big fucking bear.
Yeah, well, like it's based on a true story, and whatnot. Of a couple that, they went on a canoe trip somewhere. I think it was just inside the Canadian border.
Yeah,
and she got attacked by a black bear, and it's basically they made you would say it's a spoofed off movie of it.
Yeah,
but based on that thing. But it's grisly, it's dark. It's Blair Witch meets The Edge, crossed with the grey in the middle.
The suspense in it is, and it's like, you know, like you I mean, I think we've talked before about like films in woods and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And like I hate the whole idea of camping. You know?
Oh, I don't like camping over here. I'm happy enough to go if I'd go camping if I had to. I don't really already like it, but I normally have a bag of cans with me, so I'll be grand.
Mm.
But like, if I was in America and they told me you're going camping, I am in my fucking Swizzler.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, you know, even here, I wouldn't be into that now. You know,
No.
it's just you're too exposed, I think.
Yeah, no, I don't like it overly, but as I says, me and the lads used to go. They used to get this idea to go camping and try and build like a tent thing. We'd go
Yeah.
cans, but in American things, like you just can't just do that.
No, well, so many different
Bears, mountain lions, snakes, crocodiles, sharks, alligators.
Yeah,
Do you
I
know what I mean?
wouldn't be into that now.
No.
Well, yeah, there you go. Backcountry. That's another one that's like a modern. Like as I said to you before, I'm not a huge fan of modern
Yeah,
horrors.
they got this one bang on. Now, it does have the worst Irish accent you'll ever hear in your whole entire life.
Yeah,
but
that's one alone to look at.
yeah, you can forgive that. But like this was a movie that was I watched when animals attack, and I seen that story, and they're like at the end of it, they were like, "Oh, such a person, this happened." So I googled to see more information. I brought the movie up, and I was like, "I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that."
Yeah.
But yeah, that would have been what I said there a few minutes ago. I have one for Prime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Is that the only one you had for Prime?
yeah, as it says, I don't really use Prime.
Oh, sure. I should have checked.
No, it's grand. Like as long as it made the list, I didn't really mind.
Yeah. It made the list.
Yeah,
Right.
you just made the list. So I'll go to fifth. Is it fourth?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, fourth. You're right.
13 Ghosts, The Descent, Cabin in the Woods.
Fifth.
No, this is the fifth. Yeah. Right. I suppose I'll stick true to my favorite film franchise. On Netflix, they brought out the new reinvented version of Wrong Turn.
Yeah.
Which I hadn't got much hope for when it came out. I knew they were taking out the Hilliker brothers, who are the three cannibals in the six of them, and rebranding it. And it's called Wrong Turn, The Foundation, is what this one's called. And I was like, I didn't know what to expect of it. And I knew they'd started filming and they'd done bits in the UK and bits then up and around America. Basically, it is your same kind of story. Group of people go hiking and they run into, so they're not hillbillies in this one. They are a cult that moved up during the Civil War and stayed up there. So like they have no electricity, no nothing. They hunt for everything, but they're taking people as well.
So they're not like mutants, or
No, these are proper humans. Like these can be. They're not super strong, super fast. They're just plain humans that can hunt.
And what do you think of that dynamic compared to the original?
See, I like the original. The original was so different for me when I watched it because I was only about 13 or 14.
Yeah.
Like I've said it on a few episodes, me and my mate used to go and rent 5 movies for a $5.
Yeah.
Like the worst ones we could find. And again, Wrong Turn was one that came out of that. But Wrong Turn was a breath of fresh air in terms of survival movies in the woods.
Yeah.
Now it is one of those ones you either love or you hate. I fell in love with it. So when they started bringing out all the sequels, I was like, yeah, deadly. Like I have the box set and all there. And I do. I tend to watch that box set probably once a year.
Yeah.
So when they brought this out, I was like, Mike P. Nelson had a big part in it. I think he was a producer on the original one as well.
Right.
And I was like, I wonder what he's gonna do with this. And I was like, are they gonna have these kill off the Hilliker brothers and start from there? Or
that would have been a cool opening, actually.
It would have been a good start to it, but they're in the same kind of place in sort of, I think it's Pennsylvania or somewhere like that. So when like you don't see much for the first hour, really. A couple of deaths, but like it could be an accidental death, like a tree kills somebody and things like that. But the change was good. The story was very good, very strong. And like what happens in it is it's very good. Like,
so if you're a fan of the original, It won't turn you off.
If you didn't like the original, I'd suggest giving this one a watch.
Right. Okay.
Now I can understand why people like fans of the original would look at this and be like, "No, I hate it," because I went in expecting to hate it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I knew the Hillikers weren't in it, and like Doug Bradley and all had big parts to play in the box set, the original box set. Like,
yeah.
But like when they weren't all involved in it, I was like, well, what the fuck are they gonna do here? But this, I was very pleasantly surprised.
Sure.
Did you get a chance to watch it? Did you?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
It's on my list, but
that list is ever growing with Netflix these days.
I know, yeah.
I'll tell you what, they've stepped their game up in October, haven't they?
Big time, big time.
Yeah.
Like it's great to be able to look through the old Halloween films and all.
Well, like I didn't put them on the list, but
no.
Well, as soon as you log on to Netflix, they're the biggest horror movies on Netflix now.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and like every one of them are there. I think H2O is not there.
No, it's not.
We don't really need H2O.
Well, you need
technically, you don't need any of them anymore, bar the first one and the 2018 one.
Yeah, because it's all retcon now.
Yeah, but you have 3, and everyone knows 3 for one reason.
I love
that song. Like that movie as a standalone movie was brilliant. I don't know why they put Halloween to it.
Yeah, if they had just even called it Season of the Witch or something like that.
Presented by John Carpenter or whatever.
But I like that. I like that film. I that was one of my favorite Halloween films, believe it or not.
For me, it goes that, or it goes Halloween 1.
Yeah.
The 2018 one now, and then that one.
Yeah.
And then, no, actually, no, 2 was probably be in front of 3, yeah. So 78, 18, 2, 3, and then the rest can go in whatever order.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping that the final 2 are good.
Yeah. Is there another 2 to come out, is there?
Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends.
Oh, I didn't realize there was another one now.
Yeah.
I haven't read anything on it, so.
I don't know. Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't know if you knew that, but
no, I did not.
Apparently, Jamie Lee Curtis is coming to Derry next year at some convention for it.
Oh, nice.
So that could be an On the Slab road trip.
What do you mean? It could be.
Okay. On the Slab road trip, so.
I'll tell my boss tomorrow, so.
Right. So that was your last one of your list, right? I'm going to go with a film. And I think you've seen it. I can't remember. Midsummer.
I hated it. Hated it. That and Hereditary. I hated both of them.
Oh yeah, I know you do.
I just couldn't buy into it. I don't know. I tried. I watched it twice. I just couldn't do it. Can't do it.
It's not you see. And again, like this is my type of modern horror that I like, and as you know, I absolutely love Hereditary.
The slow burning ones are good, but this just bored the shit out of me.
Well, I liked the fact that it was all done in brightness.
Yeah, that was quality. Like if you can make a horror movie good and it's bright out, you're doing something right. I just didn't like it. Now that's not to say it's not a good film. No, anyone I know likes it.
Yeah, and I can. Well, funny enough, when I work with a Swedish girl, I was like, "Do you do that?" She's like, "No, we don't."
They 100% do.
They do, yeah.
The crayfish festival now.
Yeah, they do all that weird shit.
Yeah,
but that like the scene with the old people again. I'm not going to give away what happens.
Yeah,
the scene with the old people. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
probably one of the most graphic scenes I think I've seen in a while.
Yeah, some of it's rough, but the camera work's done very well. I just couldn't buy into the story.
I know it's a little bit, far-fetched. I know.
But then again, like for me, like as I said in the last one, like Wrong Turn is just ridiculous. But sometimes ridiculous works for people. You know what I mean?
But that's the beauty of watching films. Yeah, not everyone's going to enjoy everything. Yeah. And we can have discussions.
Like I know people that don't like Jaws, but I wouldn't call them a mate.
There's something wrong with them. Yeah,
I know people.
They're people you've stopped at work.
Yeah. You're not.
What's wrong with you? I don't hate Jaws.
I mean, you don't like Jaws? Get out of here.
Get out of here. I've done it myself.
But, no, like I can understand everyone's love for those two movies. I just never got them.
Yeah, and I can
I
understand.
wouldn't tell anyone they're wrong.
No, God, no.
But
Absolutely not. But I love that film, and it's what I love about it is the man who did it did he do The Witch or did he do Hereditary?
he does Hereditary and Midsommar, the two of them are together.
Yeah. So he makes films. Is it Ari Aster? Is that him?
I'm not even going to attempt to say it.
Yeah. He does films where where repeat viewings are required to get the full experience of.
Maybe I might go back and watch them a second time and see. Like I did. I'm a notorious knack for going into films being like, I'm not going to like this. Like I did it with the remake of It. No, I didn't mind the first one, but the second one I fucking hated.
Really?
And I've recently gone back and rewatched them, and I think they're a lot better now than when I watched them.
Yeah.
Because I went in watching them going, okay, I'm just going to start from the start, forget about the old one, and go from there.
Yeah.
Now, I still think the old one's better, but
oh God, no! And again, this is another debate that we can have in a future episode. I much prefer the whole story, or the way it's presented.
Oh well, presentation in the set.
The old one. I mean, Tim Curry is the only thing you need in that film.
That's all it was supposed to be, though.
Yeah.
Like it's different back in the 90s. They had little to no money then.
Exactly.
To make that, you know what I mean? This was a huge budget movie.
Yeah, but it was good. And what's his name? The man that did
Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, he did a brilliant job.
I didn't think so.
He did.
I didn't like when I haven't gone back and rewatched it. I just went, forget about the way he was in the old one, forget about the way he is in the book.
Yeah. And
like, if it wasn't It, and they just kind of done a knockoff story, I would have said, yeah, that's quality. It's the only book I've read more than once.
Right.
So I was a little disappointed with it, but like I have a lot more respect for it now than I did.
It's a grower
when it came out. Yeah.
It is a grower.
You can understand why at one stage it was the highest grossing horror movie of all time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It is what it is. But I'm gonna go. I might go back. I'll take your recommendation and go back and watch these two again.
Yeah, do. So that's our official list. I mean, I had a couple of on Netflix.
Throw them out there. I have a couple more for Netflix that I'll do as an honorable mention.
Yeah, so honorable mentions, and we'll go back to my Netflix list. So The Lighthouse.
Oh yeah, you were saying that. You said that to me the other day on the phone there. I haven't seen it yet.
Robert Pattinson and
Willem Dafoe.
And if you're worried about how Robert Pattinson is going to do as Batman, watch this. I'm telling you now, he impressed me in this film.
So we'll give it a watch. So
absolutely.
I'll put it on one of the 31 days.
Yeah, do actually. Another one I put it on was Split. That's on Netflix.
Yeah, because we all know my views on James McAvoy.
I know, that's why I put it there. Yeah. And I'll give you one more. I had Hereditary, of course.
Yeah, I figured that'd be on it.
I had actually Brightburn. Do you like that film?
I didn't watch it. It's the little weird devil Superman kid.
Yeah, it's different.
It's actually on my list to watch because I'm trying to watch movies that I haven't seen and ones that I have that I want to rewatch. It is there.
Check that out, man. That's a good one.
I have the Blair Witch, the original 1999 one.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that with Kerry this week.
Fucking immense movie. Immense. The Conjuring.
Great film.
That was one that I put you onto.
Yeah, I love it. It's
Woman in Black.
Is that good? I haven't watched it.
It's very good. Like I had a real hatred. I hate Harry Potter. And I had an awful hatred for Daniel Radcliffe. But he done a really good job in this. And like the whole movie itself was done very well. Like that's another one you could watch with Kerry. There's nothing too bad in it. Yeah. Like I know she's seen other stuff, but like, yeah, that's one I'd recommend if she hasn't seen it to watch with her.
Yeah, I might watch that, especially when she's a Harry Potter fanatic. So
yeah, Dead Silence. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
What was that one?
It's James Wan done it. It's the one about the puppet.
No, I know the one now. I know that. Yeah, but I haven't seen
it. Sinister is obviously there. Sinister 1 and 2. Insidious are there. The other one I have on it was Anaconda. Big old fan of Anaconda. Up until
I love that, don't you? Yeah,
I do. It's probably my favorite type of horror is the old creature feature.
Yeah, Hence why we had an episode dedicated to you.
Check that one out if you haven't seen it. There's some good ones in that too.
Yeah, very good episode.
Yeah. I think we might wrap it up there then, will we?
I think so. I think we've given everybody enough to digest and chew on.
We'll pop the movies in the link or the bio.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you don't have Netflix or you don't have Disney or Prime, stop being a cheap asshole and get one of them.
Yeah, or just ask one of your mates.
Yeah, someone has it. Netflix is probably the most subscribed to thing in the world.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
G-Man, it's been a fucking awesome show again, as always. And I'm sure we get with the OG back with us next week.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Dynamo. And
enjoy work, pal.
Anyway, we have been on the Slab and we are out of here.
Good luck.